Hey guys, bright and early today. It's date 8 on our road trip. We're in front of Final Door escape room in Cayce, South Carolina. And there's plenty of parking on the side of the building. Shall we go inside? Let's go.
What's going on, everybody? It is Brandon from ESCAPETHEROOMers, bright and early. We are in Cayce, South Carolina, and we're at the Final Door escape. Very excited. You see this really nice, prominent red door behind us. It looks amazing. We're gonna try their game, Down the Rabbit Hole. I'm very excited to see what that's about, but before we do so, we're gonna get to know Alexis and Mitchell right now. Alexis is the owner and Mitchell is the operations manager, and we have some questions for you. So the first thing we want to know is how many games do you have available to the public right now?
So right now we have 4, and we do have a 5th seasonal that opens around Thanksgiving and goes for a few months around Thanksgiving.
Oh, is that a Christmas theme game? Or?
Yes, Grinched, yes.
Grinched, nice. Out of the 4 games you have, because those are the ones that are available right now, which is the one that gets booked the most? Like, which is the most popular?
I would say the one you guys are about to play, Down the Rabbit Hole, is the most booked.
Okay, people love that. Yeah, the story of Alice, and we're very excited because we're going to play that game soon. The next thing we want to know is, do you build everything, set design, puzzle design, storyline, it's all you?
Yes, everything is in-house that we do, all custom and pain in the butt, months and months of work, yes.
That's great. Can you give us an example of an obstacle you had to face that you needed to figure out, or something that you went through that you needed to kind of learn how to get around or fix?
With the rooms, building of the rooms?
With the building of the rooms, it could be even when you opened up, or, you know, company, fire stuff, like anything.
Yeah, I mean, there's just a lot. I mean, the whole, I don't know if you could even narrow it down to one thing, but the tech is always a constant headache of finagling and fixing, and it's constantly breaking, and the tech is just a constant headache.
I deal with that one, sorry, the most. A lot of times a prop will just kind of, you know, decide today's not the day that I want to work. So and the way we do our scheduling, our rooms and such like that, is I have a small little window to go in to open it up to make sure everything's firing correctly again, get it reset, and then hide it and make everything look brand new. And then 20 minutes later, another room's going in, and, you know, fingers crossed. Yeah.
Tech is always temperamental, and sometimes you gotta figure it out on the spot. So kudos on doing that. Guys, I'm a little worried. Where are we right now? What room is this?
We like to set the tone here. We like to get you into the mood. We're known for our immersion, so this is our holding room. This is where we do our sacrifice rules, and we kind of get everybody ready to go and get their mind right and get them prepared for what they're, you know, hopefully it's going to be a really good time.
Okay, wait, so this is like, you said holding room. This is like the area before you start the game. Which game is that you're going into?
This is the holding room for sacrifice.
For sacrifice. Yep. Okay, end of interview. It's a wrap. Let's get out of here.
That's all you needed.
So we want to ask you, because I think this is fitting for where we are right now. We love hearing stories of what players do when you're watching them on the camera. of what they're doing in the rooms. It could be funny moments, it could be like proposals, anything that was special that they did in the room.
We've had more than a handful of proposals.
At least a dozen.
Yeah, we've had
100% success rate?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a couple.
So there's been some that are a little touch and go.
Yeah.
They did say yes.
There are some of them that were like, just cut the camera. They don't need to see it after. But we've had a couple proposals. We have.
Gender reveal.
Yep.
Pregnancy reveal.
Pregnancy
that one.
reveal.
Yeah.
That's a new one. Okay.
We get a lot of enthusiasts that come through. My favorite, one of my favorite proposals was done in Sacrifice, which we thought was really, really odd, but
It is a weird vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like,
it worked for them.
We've had at least two actually.
Yep, in
Sacrifice.
Yep.
Like you're sacrificing your single life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it definitely works for it. But yeah, guests are the one thing we get most often is like when people are in the room is they talk about like, God, we're stupid. Like people say that all the time. And a lot of times when they get out, they'll say like, you guys must have been laughing at us and such like that. And I always tell, and I tell the employees when they're training, like, we see 100% of the room. You guys see 30 at a time. So a lot of times when people are like, oh, we're dumb and this was a silly thing to do, it's like, no, you're experimenting, you're doing it. And then we'll get those weird people that we're just kind of like, almost like a dog where we just kind of twist their head and we're like, what's happening here?
Right.
Yeah, those ones are the fun ones. We've had a plethora of people do rather different things, but some of my most prominent ones was we've had people like, this gentleman just took his pants off. He had boxers underneath, so he just took it off, and his group members turned, they looked at him, and they're like, that's normal, and then they just kept going.
Okay, I was like, does he think better with his pants down?
Apparently, he was nervous. But we'll just get a spattering of people that like, we have stories of people that get scared and they,
Wow.
Yep.
All right. Anything that happened in this room that was like just stood out? Or?
Yeah,
because it's kind of eerie, so I don't know how they react to that.
Yeah, we without giving anything away.
Mm-hmm.
We like to, like I said, we like to set the tone in this room. So we've got a lot of scars on the wall from people that get a little afraid and they move. We've got some delightful evidence on the wall, but
yeah, just this weekend there's a big hole.
Oh my goodness, we'll get a close up on that, but it's looks like they were trying to find another exit.
Yes, they tried to go through the wall.
Wow. All right. Well, first of all, I want to congratulate you on reopening to the public, getting through the pandemic, and providing games for players again. What are some of the things that you needed to do to make that happen, that you needed to implement to make them feel safe and comfortable coming back in?
So probably the biggest change is that we went from public to private.
Okay.
At the time we were nervous, but it actually has turned out really well. I think we'll stay private. We did have to increase the ticket pricing.
Yeah.
But really nobody's really complained other than one guy that comes about once a month with a different girl. He noticed right away.
It's like, this is getting expensive.
That first time that the price had went up, he was like, what's going on? And I'm like, I'm sorry. It's private now, we got to. But I think he actually likes it because he goes into one room, he has the whole thing to himself, and he has one spot that he always makes out with the girl.
Oh my goodness. I guess you could say it's still cheaper than a hotel, right?
Yep.
We always make the joke for that gentleman. He always tries to cover a camera, I'm gonna be really secret and sneaky.
But we have multiple cameras.
So we're like, I'm gonna let you do your thing. I'm not happy about it, but you're not hurting anything.
This is by the hour, right?
We also did have to. We are really big on the immersion, how we get people into the room, and we had to change a lot of our immersive aspects, and because it required coming within close contact to players.
Yeah.
And this room, Sacrifice, we actually shut down completely for at least 6 months.
Yeah.
We kept it closed for quite a while, and we had to include a little disclaimer so people knew that somebody was going to come less than 6 feet away from them.
Right.
Before reopening this one. And other rooms, we just completely took away our immersive introductions we really just started them back up this month finally.
Wow.
So that changed a lot. Our room Blackout has a lot of they seem disgusting elements that we had to they're clean, but they seem disgusting, and everybody's
Yeah.
so germaphobe now that we had to take away some of the more
Okay.
kind of creepy crawly aspects.
Feeling,
I won't
yeah.
say what because we'll probably bring them back eventually. I'm sure you're not excited about that. But
right.
yeah, we had to make some changes that kind of decreased the immersion value, I think.
Yeah.
But the puzzles are still good, so we still, people are still enjoying it, but that was kind of sad to see.
Yeah. All right, so when you walk into the final door, you'll see a really nice bar here. And you do serve drinks as well,
Yes,
too, right?
Right, yep.
Ooh,
Beer and
wow, they have a really nice selection here. Okay. But this is the area that you're going to walk in when you turn into the left. And they have a really big lobby area and waiting area and some games to play while you wait for your games. So just keep that in mind. So the next thing we want to ask is, do you play a lot of escape rooms? Or escape
Not
rooms?
as many as I should as an owner. I've maybe 40 or 50.
Oh,
You'd
okay.
think I'd do more at this point, but how about you?
I mean, I'm in the low 60s now.
Okay.
Generally, I don't go out until like if there's like a special occasion where I'll go and visit a new place.
Right.
Then I'll generally try and do one every time I go there. But for me, yeah, I'm in the low 60s right now.
Okay. So we love asking this question because this is your chance to give a shout out to another company or a game, one that was memorable. Doesn't have to be your favorite because I know that might take a while. And just preferably the name of the company and the game that you played there.
We're going to say the same one, I'll bet.
Let's see what happens.
Yes, definitely for me, Escape Artist Greenville, Starlight Hotel. They're just, that room, they thought out everything original, just really, really well done. They get high kudos for that room. They did phenomenal on that one.
Okay. Shout out to Escape Artists.
Escape Artist Greenville Starlight Motel is an absolutely amazing room. It is phenomenal. For me, I guess my shout out would go to Locked In Florence.
Okay.
That was the first room I ever did because I went to FMU. So
Which game?
it was I think they've discontinued it. I don't think it's there anymore. It was a cabin one. I cannot remember the actual name of it.
I'll find it and I'll
Yeah.
put it up right here.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Go to that one. But that was the first room that I had ever done, so that was my first step into doing escape rooms. So
Never
that's-
forget your first
Right.
time. Great, thank you for giving a shout out to them, and yeah, shout out to both of those companies. The next question we want to ask is, because we want to get to know the both of you a little bit better, what is something that most people would not know about you outside of being here in your escape room life? It could be like a talent or a hobby or anything.
I wouldn't say a talent, but I'm a major horse fanatic. I've got 2 horses, and that is like, if I have spare time, that's what I like to do.
Wow, okay. So you own 2 horses.
Yes, yeah, they're a little bit neglected because I did have a baby a year ago, and so they've been neglected for like 2 years. But yeah, that's my big hobby. I started in high school. I grew up in
Wow.
Nebraska where everybody had horses.
How often would you normally get a chance to ride? Do you like ride once a week or?
It's probably only once a month, but they're at Board up by my sister's house, which is like an hour and a half drive. So it's not super convenient to go see them, but I try to get out once a month, or
Right.
did before I had the baby. Honestly, they haven't been ridden in 2 years, so next ride's going to be a little bit of a Bronco, but that's okay. It'll be interesting.
Oh, that's a first. Yeah, owning 2 horses. All right. And Mitchell?
I do spend a lot of time here. This is probably one of my favorite places to be. But my, I guess, hobby, I'm a huge avid fan of reading. I write on my spare time. I've been lucky enough to be published, so that's predominantly what I do. And I've been lucky enough to be able to do that, certain aspects of writing for rooms here. So that's been able to kind of intertwine. So that's been
That's
really fun.
great. You're incorporating some strong storylines into the games. That's really important.
We like for it to feel like this has some semblance of like reality kind of thing. So
Yeah.
if that's been something that I've been lucky enough to do and have in a room that somebody can read kind of thing.
Awesome. That's really important. So we appreciate that. Well, hey, thank you for having us. We're really excited to try down the rabbit hole and get in there. You guys need to check out our website, ESCAPETHEROOMers.com. Make it on down here to the final door in Cayce.
Got it.
South Carolina. And don't forget to like and subscribe our YouTube channel because we're giving you sneak peeks of what to expect when you get to these locations. The parking lot, which is right around the side, the lobby area, the waiting area, sneak peeks inside the room, especially down the rabbit hole, which we're gonna give you a trailer right now.